week, I spoke with the Rehman family, the victims of a drone strike in Pakistan's North Waziristan province last October. This is the second part of that interview. I asked 13-year-old Zubair about his feelings towards the United States in the aftermath of the strike that killed his grandmother.
My friends were telling me that I should not actually come to America because they were the ones who had done this to me. But I just thought that they must be people just like us. This is not something that I should take out against Americans, but it's their government. And now that I'm here, I've seen that Americans are very nice people. They're respectful, and they treat me like a human being. But all I request is that they end these drones so that I can also live in a peaceful country.
Nabila, when you go outside and play these days, are you scared? Or how do you feel about going outside?
I used to go outside and play, but now I don't go outside and play because I'm scared.
And you had bad burns on your body after the drone strike. How was that recovery process? Was that difficult for you?
I was actually hurt on my hand, and there was a lot of blood had come out.
Rafiq, I want to ask, your children are here, and it's a wonderful thing that they're here to talk about this, but your family has sustained much trauma. And when you think about the United States, I'm sure there's a lot of anger and frustration. I would also ask about Pakistan and how you feel about your country that has, in some cases, allowed these drone strikes to happen.
I was upset with America, but I know that they did not intentionally do this. But I just don't understand why my children ended up getting hurt and my mother died. All I want for my children and hope for them is that they can live in a peaceful environment and that they can complete their education. But now they live in fear, constant fear. I'm aware that the Pakistani and American government may both be aware of these drones that are happening. And I feel that the Pakistani government has failed me because I am a citizen of that country. And as a citizen, their duty is to protect me. So I feel a bit neglected. So obviously I just don't understand that. But what I do want is that these two governments find a way to bring peace in my neighborhood, either by discussion and ending these drones so that we don't have to live in fear any longer.
Jennifer, I'd like to ask you a question. In terms of this informational voyage, if you will, to let this family tell their story, which is highly under-discussed in terms of the casualties from these drone strikes. Do you expect that the U.S. government, I mean, how optimistic are you that policy can change? This policy of drone strikes seems to be working quite well for parts of the American counterterrorism community. What's your feeling now that the family has been in the United States and told this story?
I mean, I think we're very optimistic. We're optimistic that if you put a human face on the numbers, and this debate, one of the problems with this debate has been that it's been purely numbers to this point. It's been numbers and policy without anyone taking into account that those numbers represent people like Rafiq, Nabila, and Zubair. And what our hope is that when you put those faces to the numbers and you start telling the stories, that people in Washington start listening, that this strike doesn't meet any of the criteria. And if strikes like this are happening, is this really the policy we should be pursuing?
I just want to say we're very happy to have you in the States telling your story, and it is important for, I think, all of us to let you know that not all Americans consent to this policy, and that when you go back, please share that view with your friends and your family.
Thank you.